Mhm. Okay, fine. So, guys, very good evening to everyone. My name is Nash Akthar. I'm a certified IELTS trainer. So, before we start, I would like to know if you can hear me. So, in order to make this session very effective, please make sure that you refresh the browser if you can't hear me. If you can hear me, I would really appreciate if you could type yes. Okay, so please type yes if you can hear me. If you can't hear me, refresh the browser. By the way, guys, this is going to be an interactive session. So make sure to get involved. I'll be asking certain questions. So make sure to answer those questions that would be useful. Then you can type your answers when I ask certain questions, and especially when we are doing reading, you can type your answers so that way I can check your answers. So let's make sure to make this session rather interactive. So in case you have questions related to the session, you can ask those questions at the end. So remember, guys, it's going to be a reading and writing session. Quite often, students struggle with IELTS reading and IELTS writing. So that's why I'm pretty sure you will find this session like a game changer. So speaking about myself, if you are not here for the first time, maybe you know me. If it's your first time with me, my name is Nash Akthar. I'm a certified IELTS trainer. I'm a director of an official IELTS testing center, and also I'm a co-founder of Master IELTS Online. Now, Master IELTS Online has been functioning as an online school in Sri Lanka. We are the only online school where we have the most cutting edge platform with a very unique approach. So over 90% of our students, they achieve more than their required score from Sri Lanka. Speaking about my experience, well, I have been preparing for more than 10 years. So I started my career as an IELTS trainer, then I became an official IELTS administrator, then a director of an official IELTS testing center. So in Eastern Europe, I was involved in opening exam centers. So I have a lot of experience related to IELTS, and I'm pretty sure I can share so many things with you all. Starting from the preparation, passing the exam, exam registration, how examiners assess your writing, what you should do, what you shouldn't do. So there's a lot I could share, but the main aim today is to focus on reading and also on writing and to share some important points. So, guys, I would like to know more about you all. So, would really appreciate if you could share and tell me why do you need IELTS? What is the purpose? So, could you please give me a brief description about you, about yourself? Like, why do you need IELTS? What is the required score? Whether it's a 6.57, do you need academic IELTS or general IELTS? And when are you planning to take the exam? Are you planning to take the exam in a month, in 2 months, maybe in 3 months, maybe end of this year, and so on? So can you just give me a brief introduction? So this would really help me to understand who are the participants and how I can make this session even more useful for you all. And there's one more question. Which is the most challenging section for you? Now, maybe you are already preparing, maybe you have already taken the exam. So which is the most challenging section? So these are the questions. Why do you need IELTS? What is the required score? Do you need academic IELTS or general IELTS? When are you planning to take the exam? And the last question is, which is the most difficult section for you? So, okay, I see university in Canada, 7+ academic, 3 to 4 months. Great. What about the rest? Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. So 6.5. Great. So work in the UK and need general 7.5 in 6 months, in half a year. Okay, understood. Understood. So that's great. So thanks for this introduction. It is really helpful. Great. So overall 7. That's wonderful to know. Okay, great. Understood. So speaking and writing. Fine, guys. So thanks for sharing. I will go through. So let's get started. So we're going to start our session. Okay, I see academic IELTS for scholarship. 7 overall, and speaking is the most challenging. Reading is very difficult. So I see that some are saying it's reading, some are saying it's writing. Well, the main aim today is to focus on writing and speaking. Great. So guys, let's start with our session. So we're going to start with reading. So let me introduce IELTS reading for you all. So the reading test is 60 minutes long. So it's going to be for 1 hour. There will be 3 passages. The first will be the easiest, the second will be more complex, and the last will be the most complex. So there are 3 reading passages. If you're taking academic IELTS, if you're taking general IELTS, there are 3 sections. The first, guys, is the easiest. The second one becomes more challenging, and the third one becomes the most challenging. Each passage will be about 700 to 900 words long and would have 6 to 10 paragraphs. Now remember that. So each passage will have 700 to 900 words long. So you're not supposed to read the whole passage word by word. In total, there will be 40 questions. So listening, we have 40 questions, and even for reading, we will have 40 questions. So this is relevant both for academic IELTS and for general IELTS. So for each passage, there will be questions. So for every passage, you will have 12 to 14 questions, and the reading test will be the second test in the IELTS exam. So what you need to know is that you'll always have 3 passages, 40 questions. For each passage or for each section, there will be questions from 12 to 14. And always remember that you don't have to read the whole passage. If you read the whole passage word by word, you will never answer the questions within 60 minutes. And also, you won't be able to answer the questions properly. So that's something that you all should know. Now, guys, the next point I would like to share is the time management formula. So make sure that you write this down. It will be very useful. So in IELTS reading, there are 3 passages. The first passage, since it's the easiest, spend 15 minutes. The second passage becomes more challenging, so spend 20 minutes. The third passage becomes even more challenging, so spend 25 minutes. So remember the formula, it's going to be 15, 20, 25. So that is the time management formula. So if you spend too much time on the first passage, the chances of answering all the questions within 60 minutes would be very low. So that's why, guys, you need to pay attention to this time management formula and spend only 15 minutes on the first passage, 20 minutes on the second passage, and 25 minutes on the last passage. Now, when it comes to reading, there are 4 essential skills you need to master. Now, listening, there are 4 essential skills as well. Now, if you have joined my previous session, you must have understood that. So there are 4 essential skills for reading. We have skimming, scanning, paraphrasing, and identifying the keywords. So these are the 4 essential skills you need to master. So what is skimming? Skimming means to read quickly and understand the general idea. Now, that is skimming. So you never read the whole passage word by word. You, for example, can read the first and the last sentence of a paragraph to understand the general idea. Scanning means to find specific information like names, dates, and so on. Paraphrasing means expressing the meaning by using different words. And then, of course, guys, when you read questions, when you read statements, try to identify keywords. So keywords I will show you today. So that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to show you all how to understand these skills and also how to implement them to answer questions properly. And I'm very sure you will find it useful. So stay till the end. The lesson is going to be rather engaging. So guys, once again, let me repeat 4 essential skills: skimming, scanning, paraphrasing, and identifying keywords. Now, what is skim reading, or how to skim read a paragraph? Now, remember the definition. Skim reading means to read quickly and understand the general idea. So here we have an exam tip on how we should skim read. It says, you have limited time to take the IELTS exam, so read only what you need to know in order to do the task. It is a good idea to read the first sentence of a short paragraph only. In longer paragraphs, read the first and last sentence. This technique is called skim reading. So skim reading, guys, in order to skim read, you can read the first sentence of a short paragraph, but in a longer paragraph, you can read the first and the last sentence. You don't have to read the middle. Why? You might say, like, why would I do that? Well, there is a reason. Because paragraphs are structured in such a way, every paragraph has a topic sentence, which would give you a general idea. And the more you read, the paragraph becomes specific, which could have examples, reasons, and conclusion. So just to make an assumption, just to get a general idea, it is a good move or a good approach to read the topic sentence or the first sentence of the paragraph and the last sentence. Okay, so let me show you, and you will understand what I'm trying to explain here and why it is so important. Okay, so just don't rush. Look at this paragraph. Okay, choose the correct heading by reading the first and the last sentence. Okay, so guys, can you read the first and the last sentence? Don't read the second sentence or the middle sentence. Just read the first and the last sentence. And can you choose the correct heading? Which heading is suitable for this paragraph? Take your time, and I would really appreciate if everyone could answer. Okay, so let's get involved. So just read the first sentence. Okay, it says, since the beginning, trees have furnished us with two of life's essential, food and oxygen. Like, since the beginning, trees have provided us two of life's essential. The last sentence says, today their value continues to increase and more benefits of trees are being discovered as their role expands to satisfy the needs created by our modern lifestyles. So that means today their value continues to increase and more benefits of trees are being discovered as their role expands to satisfy the needs created by our modern lifestyles. So that means today they even support us more because our needs are expanding with the modern lifestyle. So can you choose the correct heading? A, it says, every day an unexpected human needs met by trees. B, it says, the changing value of trees with the development of human civilization. C, the presence of trees in the human memory. Which heading is suitable? Is it A, B, or C? So I see the answers coming. Now, once again, guys, since the beginning, trees have furnished us. They have provided us with two of life's essential, food and oxygen. Today, their value continues to increase and more benefits of trees are being discovered as their role expands to satisfy the needs created by our modern lifestyles. So yes, well done. Those who said it's B, B is the correct answer. Why? The changing value of trees with the development of human civilization. Why? Because here, as you can see, it says that, today their value continues to increase and more benefits of trees are being discovered as the role expands to satisfy the needs created by our modern lifestyles. So modern lifestyles, human civilization. You see, with the development of human civilization. So changing value of trees with the development of human civilization is the correct heading. So as you can see, quite often we have to match headings with paragraphs in IELTS reading. So that's another point, guys. If you're aiming for a very high score, you need to become familiar with the types of questions and then the approach to those questions. If you don't do that, then it's going to be a disaster. So here are the steps you should follow. Step 1, read the first and the last sentence. Always. First, read the first sentence and then the last sentence. Then try to predict what kind of heading is suitable. Now, you create your own heading or make an assumption like this paragraph is about, let's say, the advantages of public transport. Then, guys, go through the list of headings given and see which heading is much closer to your assumption, closer to your prediction. Then, guys, underline the keywords in that heading, underline them, and see if you can find some synonyms, some expressions in the middle of the paragraph. If you do that, guys, you will never go wrong, okay? So first, read the paragraph, but the first and the last sentence, make an assumption, then go through the list of headings, choose the heading which is closer to your assumption, pay attention to the keywords, and try to see if you can find synonyms, some expressions related to those keywords, some points very quickly in the middle of the paragraph. If you do that, guys, you will always choose the correct heading. You will never go wrong. So now, can you do that? Okay, so I want you all to first read the first sentence. Then I want you all to read the last sentence. Think about a heading by yourself. Then choose the correct heading from these options and see if you can find some words, synonyms in the middle of the paragraph. Can you all do it? So here it says, many animals, including elephants, koalas, and giraffes, eat leaves for nourishment. Okay. The last sentence says, leaf-covered branches keep many animals, such as birds and squirrels, out of the reach of predators. So here, guys, I would say how trees are useful for animals. Okay, but in the list of headings, we have how trees reduce harmful elements in their natural surroundings, how trees are useful for wildlife, why animals eat leaves from trees. So choose the heading and also see some key phrases, synonyms in the middle of the paragraph. I already see the answers coming. Well done. Well done. So I see that everyone is saying it's B. Absolutely. Absolutely. Why? How trees are useful for wildlife. It is because, again, we see wildlife, wild animals. Flowers are eaten by monkeys. Okay, then even in the middle, it says animals also eat much of the same fruit that we enjoy. Hundreds of living creatures call trees their home. So that's why I'm saying you don't have to read the whole paragraph. You need to follow this approach. First and the last sentence, make an assumption, then choose the heading, pay attention to keywords, and look for synonyms. Okay, let's do another one then. What about this one? Get involved. So the first sentence would always give you a very good idea what the paragraph is going to be. The last sentence would give that confirmation. Now here, guys, the keywords are savings, economic, save 20 to 50% in energy used for heating. So what do you think? I haven't still started speaking to kind of explain, but I think I'll start now. So here, guys, it says individual trees and shrubs have value and contribute to savings, but it is the collective influence of a well-maintained landscape that makes a real economic impact and has the greatest effect on property value. Trees properly placed around building can reduce air conditioning needs by 30% and save 20 to 50% of energy used for heating. So what could be the answer? The aesthetic value of trees? I don't think so. Here it's about economizing, saving, right? The presence of trees in the modern metropolis? I don't think so. How trees can save people's money? Yes, most probably. D, the persistence of trees in the human memory? Nothing about that. So guys, definitely it's C. Those who got it right, well done. Because as you can see, even in the middle of the paragraph, it says direct economic benefits come from a savings in energy cost. You see, cooling costs are reduced in a tree-shaded home, right? Trees serves as a windbreak, according to USDA Forester. So you see, there are so many phrases. So that's why you need to first choose the heading, pay attention to the key phrase, like save people's money, and you can find some expressions in the middle of the paragraph as well. So well done, guys. Very good. What about this one? It's a different topic. It says Europe is now the biggest market for organic food in the world, expanding by 25% a year over the past 10 years. So what is the attraction of organic food for some people? The real desire is to be somehow close to the soil, to Mother Nature. So take your time and then kind of, give me the correct answer. It's not that difficult, not at all. So I'm pretty sure you'll be able to find the correct answer. Mm-hmm. Now, each heading has a key phrase. Now, let's say if it's C, research into whether organic food is better for us. Do you see anything about related to research? The main reason for the popularity of organic food. Do you see reasons? You see reasons, contributing factor. A, the factors that can affect food quality. Do you see factors being mentioned? So try to understand each heading. That's why the key phrases are really important here. Well done, guys. So the correct answer is B, right? The main reason for the popularity of organic food. Why? Because here it says eating organic is a way of defining oneself as natural, right? As one journalist put, it feels closer to the source. So here we see reasons, we see factors being mentioned. Well done. So the correct answer is B. The correct answer is definitely B. So no doubt in that. So fantastic. Keep it up. Keep it up, guys. Okay. So now, okay, we have understood how to match headings with paragraphs. So what we usually do in our IELTS expert course, we call it as the most comprehensive preparation. On average, students achieve 8 overall in IELTS reading, is that our lessons are structured in such a way that each lesson is dedicated to a question type. Rarely you see many coaching classes, preparation centers, tutors, they prepare their students in a way where they focus on a particular question type at the beginning. So because now all those who are here, almost everyone here is answering and your answers are correct. Mind you, these are exam practice questions. The only approach is that we are going, focusing on every question type. That's the way we are moving forward. And that is a very effective approach. And then only you should focus on a complete practice test. This way, guys, you will definitely achieve a very good score. So well done. So now I showed you how you should skim read a paragraph. So remember, read the first and the last sentence, get a general idea, then go through the headings and choose the correct heading and pay attention to keywords and look for synonyms, expressions in the middle of the paragraph. That's how you deal with this question type. Another point is keywords. Now, this is a very important lesson, guys. Don't just, watch. If you have a pen and a paper, take down these notes. It would be very useful. It's going to be a huge game changer. Fine. So what are keywords? Now, if you look at a sentence or a question, keywords are numbers, adjectives, adverbs, ordinal numbers, verbs, and subject. Okay? So in a sentence, we have adjectives, adverbs, the noun, the verb, right? Ordinal numbers. So these are the most important things because, there are prepositions, right? There are articles. So those things are not important. So let me show you an example here. You see, like, when was the first program released? So the keywords are when, the first program released. By the way, guys, can you give me a synonym for release? Can you give me a synonym for release? Because that will be important. Look at B. Where is the biggest building located? You see, the keywords are where, biggest building, located. You see, so when you identify keywords, when you underline keywords, this would help you to rephrase it and think about it in a better way. So look at A. When was the first program released? So when first program launched. You see, when was it launched, like released? You see, and as you can see, for this question, we need to look for the date. So you don't have to read the whole paragraph or the passage. You need to look for first program and you need to look for the date. So that's why you just scan for that information. So once you identify keywords, it will be easier for you to look for the correct answer. B, where is the biggest building located? So for example, the largest buildings or the location of the largest building. So as you can see, the location means maybe name of a place, name of a district, name of a street. So when you read questions and identify keywords, this would help you to understand what to look for. How often do they meet in the city center? So here, how often meet city center, like how frequent? So you scan for city center, center of the city, maybe American way of saying downtown, and you look for the frequency, maybe every month, right? Once a week. Which member of society benefited most from the healthy lifestyles approach? So here, guys, which members of the society? Maybe it could be the rich, the poor, the aristocratics, like, so you can actually think about the group. E, during which decade were lifestyle risks seen as the major contributors to poor health? So during which decade? So once you identify keywords, you become more aware of what to look for, number one. Number two, when you understand the subjects' names, you'll be able to locate the information without reading the whole passage. Now, these are tips from official IELTS guidelines. Now, I'm very sad to say when I visited even Sri Lanka and I did my own research, I visited some coaching classes, I was so surprised how teachers teach students and not explaining these key skills. Because once you understand these key skills, you can easily pass the exam. So let me revise the last one again, like during which decade lifestyle risk as major contributors to poor health. So you look for like, major contributors, okay, in which decade. So the information is a decade, like, which decade is that? So you look for that specific information and it will be easier for you to identify. So something that you all should keep in mind. Fine, guys. So to make it clearer for you all, I will do a small task. But before that, let's also focus on this paraphrasing. So remember, when you read the passage to find the answer, it wouldn't be straightforward. Now, for example, who played the most important role in the company? And when you read the text, you will not find the answer like John played the most important role. It will be paraphrased. It will be said in a different way. So that's something that we all should keep in mind. So in IELTS reading, being skilled at rephrasing is crucial. It demonstrates your understanding of the text and doing it effectively, and it can enhance your score by proving your ability to comprehend the rephrased sentence with the passage. Like, there are three ways of paraphrasing, guys. We change the word order in a sentence, we replace certain words with synonyms, and we also change the word form. So there are three ways of paraphrasing. So now, guys, that's what we are going to do. Okay, so you need to understand whether this is yes or not given. Now, do the statements on the left answer the questions on the right, write yes when they do, and write not given if they do not. Okay, so do the statements on the left, answer the questions on the right. I'm sorry. So 1 second, guys. Yeah. So do the statements on the left, answer the questions on the right, Write yes when they do, and write not given if they do not. So look at this first statement. It says, the report showed changing attitudes and new opportunities for students with disabilities. The report showed changing attitudes and new opportunities for students with disabilities. Look at the question. It says, according to the report, are disabled students getting chances they did not have before? Yes or no? Can you find the answer for this? See, according to the report, are disabled students getting chances they did not have before? That means if they didn't have, that means they have new chances now. The statement says the report showed changing attitudes and new opportunities for students with disabilities. New opportunities. The question says, according to the report, are disabled students getting chances they did not have before? Yes or not given? Okay, so I see different answers coming. Fine, fine. I'll just wait a bit. Guys, look, the correct answer here is, okay, I'm sorry. The correct answer here is yes. It's yes, right? Because it says, the report showed changing attitudes and new opportunities for students with disabilities. New opportunities means new chances. That means they have chances that they did not have before. So it's yes. So, guys, can you answer question number 2, question number 3, and question number 4? I'll give you some time. Now, the second one, it says the average age for adult learners to apply to university is now 2 months before their 30th birthday. The average age for adult learners to apply to university is now 2 months before their 30th birthday. Adult learners means, guys, people after the age of 30, when they return back to education. Now, look at the question. It says, does this mean that adult learners often have more than one degree? Does this mean that the adult learners often have more than one degree? What's the answer for number 2? Yes or not given? Look at number 3. The proportion of degrees awarded to those under 25 has decreased since 1971. The proportion, that means the percentage of degrees awarded to those under 25 has decreased since 1971. Does this mean that fewer people are going to university? Now, guys, 50 people can enter university, but half of them can drop out. Only 25 would pass out. Next year could be 20 passing out, but that would not give us an idea how many people are entering the university, right? So think about that. Last one, women now outnumber men in adult education. Do we know if there are more women than men who return to education later in life? Okay, well done. I see that you guys are making an effort. That is great. Okay. So well done. So here are the answers. Okay. So number 2, guys, it's not given. Because once again, the statement says the average age for adult learners to apply to university is now 2 months before their 30th birthday. Does this mean that adult learners often have more than one degree? We don't know. We have no clue, right? It does not answer that question, the statement. Look at the second one. The proportion of degrees awarded to those under 25 has decreased since 1971. Does this mean that fewer people are going to university? We don't know. Maybe many people are going to university, but only a few pass out. So that statement does not answer that question. However, the fourth one, it's a yes. Well done. Why? Women now outnumber men in adult education. It says, and the question is, do we know if there are more women than men who return to education later in life? Yes. They come back or maybe they stop, but we know that women outnumber men in adult education. So the answer is yes. So these are the answers. So what I'm trying to show is that quite often students try to answer questions based on their knowledge, based on their opinion, but your answer should be from the text or from the statement. So another point is some students, they tend to overthink and they complicate. And that's something that you all should avoid as well. So now, guys, let's move on to scanning. Okay, how to scan. Now, scanning, guys, is actually you look for names, dates, and so on. So scanning means searching for specific phrases in the text to answer some questions. So the questions in IELTS reading test often includes dates, names, numbers, new terms, or other keywords. So it's a very good idea to underline those keywords while reading so you could find the answers in the text more easily. So guys, first of all, it's important to identify keywords. Now, like what we have here, how long did William Alexander spend learning French? How long? So here, guys, the keywords are how long William Alexander spent learning French. How long? Okay, so scan for William Alexander, scan for French. Look for the word French. Now, that's the key phrase. William Alexander, French, and see how long did he learn French. Okay, how long did William Alexander spend learning French? So how long did he learn French? Look for the word French, and can you answer this question? So don't read the whole paragraph. Look for William Alexander, and how long did he spend? Read carefully, do not rush, and what is the answer? Mhm. Great, great. So I see the answers coming. Well done, right? So let me share the answer with you all. Look, guys, it says, I spoke French like a 3-year-old, says William Alexander, the writer, until I met a French 3-year-old and couldn't hold up my end of the conversation. This, he goes on to say, came after a year of intense study. A year of intense study. It's not three, it's a 3-year-old child. So he had a conversation with a 3-year-old child and he realized that he couldn't manage that well. And he says, this, he goes on to say, came after a year of intense study. So the correct answer is a year or 1 year. So those who got it right, well done. It's 1 year. Absolutely. So what I'm trying to show you all is that there are 4 essential skills you need to master in IELTS reading. One is skimming, one is scanning, one is identifying keywords. Okay, and then guys, you also need to focus on paraphrasing. So these are the 4 essential skills you need to master. Now I'm going to show you how to answer true, false, not given. Okay, so how to answer this question. I hope you guys are ready. Now with this task, we will focus more on scanning, paraphrasing, identifying keywords. Okay, so those are the 3 skills we would implement now. So guys, how to answer true, false, not given. First, read the statement carefully and identify the keywords. Then paraphrase the statement based on your own words. Locate the information based on the keywords in the statement and see if it's true, false, or not given. Okay, so those are the 3 steps you should follow. Now look at this one. Now, first of all, try to answer my questions, okay? The first statement says, Marie Curie's husband was a joint winner of both Maria's Nobel Prizes. Marie Curie's husband was a joint winner of both Maria's Nobel Prizes, okay? Now, the keywords are husband, joint winner, both Maria's Nobel Prizes. That means they won 2 Nobel Prizes together. Now, the key phrase is Nobel Prize. So you can scan the text locating this particular information. You don't have to read the whole text. So can you please tell me, in which paragraph can we find the information about Nobel Prize? Is it in the first paragraph or in the second paragraph? I want a quick answer. Where can we find Nobel Prize? Is it in the first paragraph or in the second paragraph? Scan, guys, don't read. Now, one of the ways is to kind of, read it from right to left. So this way you can locate it, or from from bottom to up. Okay, where can you find Nobel Prize? Is it in the first paragraph or in the second paragraph? Well done. So if you see it, I would say everyone would agree it's in the first paragraph. Well done. Very good. It's in the first paragraph. Yes. Okay. Now, guys, can you read those sentences where you can find Nobel Prize? Only those sentences, and tell me whether this statement is true. Did Marie Curie and her husband win 2 Nobel Prizes? Did they win 2 Nobel Prizes together? Yes, no, or not given? Well done. Well done. I see the answers coming. Well done. Guys, look, here it says, right? With her husband, Pierre Curie, and Henry, she was awarded the 1903 Nobel Prize for Physics and was then sole winner. That means the only winner of the 1911 Nobel Prize for Chemistry. So this means that they did not win 2 Nobel Prizes together. They only won 1 Nobel Prize together, the 1903. The 1911, she won it by herself. It was awarded to her only. So it is false. Did you see? Did you see the approach? We didn't read the whole text. We just located Nobel Prize. We read it carefully. And one thing, guys, you see, if you observed my approach, you need to rephrase the statement. Like, Marie Curie's husband was a joint winner of both Maria's Nobel Prizes. That means they won 2 Nobel Prizes together. So try to rephrase it so this way you'll understand the statement better. Okay, let's move on. Let's move on. Now, let's finish reading on a high note, okay? So, guys, can you do this task now? Marie became interested in science when she was a child. Number 3, Marie was able to attend the Sorbonne because of her sister's financial contribution, okay? So I want everyone to get involved. What about number 2? Marie became interested in science when she was a child. That means she was keen on science during her childhood. Is this true? Was she passionate about science during her childhood? Yes or no? Yes or no? And the third one, Marie was able to attend the Sorbonne. Now look for the name Sorbonne. You see, you don't have to read the whole text. Sorbonne, sister. Marie was able to attend the Sorbonne because of her sister's financial contribution. Did her sister support her financially to enter this university? Yes or no? So either, guys, I'm sorry, it should be yes, false, sorry, true, false, not given. So my apologies. So true, false, not given. Okay? If you can't find any piece of information about passionate or not passionate, then it's not given. If you see she was passionate, then it's true. If you can't find it, then it's not given. So read carefully. Keywords are like Marie became interested, was keen on science when she was a child. Okay, okay. So I see the answers coming. Well done. Well done. So I'm going to share. Uh-huh. Well done. So number 2. Number 2. So I want everyone to get involved. I want everyone to get involved. Okay. So number 2 is not given, and number 3 is true. Number 2 is not given. Number 3 is true. Why? Look, guys. Number 2, from childhood, Maria was remarkable for her prodigious memory, and at the age of 16, won a gold medal on completion of her secondary education. So she was very good. She had a good memory, but nothing about an interest towards science or a dislike towards science. No such information. So it's not given. Number 3, Mari was able to attend the Sorbonne because of her sister's financial contribution. It's true, because here it says, from her earnings, she was able to finance her sister Bronia's medical studies in Paris, on the understanding that Bronia would, in turn, later help her to get an education. In 1891, this promise was fulfilled, and Mari went to Paris and began to study at the Sorbonne. So that means her sister fulfilled her promise by supporting Maria to study at this university, you see. But you see, if you had just looked for Sorbonne and if you had read those lines up and down, you would find it. My dear students, I'm not expecting you all to get all the answers correct. My main aim today is to show you all the approach. But to become master at it, first you need to do practice task. With Masterals Online, our students, I'll share the results a bit later, they achieve 9 for reading in their first attempt. Not second, not third, so they achieve a 9. And the reason is we focus on every question type at the beginning, and we do such interactive tasks. Our IELTS expert course is so effective because we have 2 stages. Stage 1, each lesson is dedicated to a question type, and we implement these essential skills. And the format is the same. If you're finding it useful, then that's how we prepare our students. Stage 2, we focus on exam practice questions and we revise. So that's how we teach our students. And what I want you all to know is that you cannot just do practice test. You cannot prepare for this exam being disorganized. You can't spend money on preparation where they don't have a proper plan. You can't attend math classes and, just listen to the lecturer and listen to their greatness. It's not going to help. Effective preparation requires proper structure. It should have a well-organized approach, and only then, guys, you can achieve a good score. So remember, to achieve that high band score, to make reading easier for you all, master the essential skills. There are 4 essential skills: skimming, scanning, identifying keywords, and paraphrasing. Then, guys, learn the approach to every question type. Now, in IELTS reading, we have true, false, not given, matching headings, multiple choice questions, summary completions, then finding information from the paragraph. Then we have classifying questions. Now, in our program, we cover the approach to each and every question type. And only then we focus on exam practice questions. So when the students sit for the exam, they already know, okay, this is the question type. This is how I should approach this question. And only then the third step is to focus on exam practice tasks. So guys, our expert course, we are starting 2 groups next week. We have shared the link. So you can leave your details if you want a free consultation from our consultant. So she would assess your level. And if you're planning to take the exam, let's say in 3 months, it's going to be a 12-week program. I'm pretty sure it would be useful. And everyone who is going to leave their detail today, you will have this free consultation and also an additional free video lesson from me. So related to speaking. So, I teach the 5 ways to answer WH questions. You can also leave your detail here, guys, so that, our consultant will contact you. And if you plan to prepare for this exam and plan to pass the exam, let's say in 3 months, I think it would be very useful for you all to enroll for this program. I'll share the price details. It's extremely competitive. I would say it's really affordable for what for the price, because for what we offer, I'm very sure that it's a great deal because others don't offer so much. So I'll explain that a bit later. Now let's start with writing. So my main aim now with writing is to show you how you should structure your essay. And what I'm going to share now, I'm very sure, guys, you will not even find on YouTube. So you can't just write essays without understanding certain key components. So it doesn't matter what type of essay it's going to be. There are certain important aspects you should know. Okay. So, guys, the aim of the lesson is to understand the overall structure, how to write an introduction, how to write supporting paragraphs, and also how to write a conclusion. Okay. So, can you tell me whether these statements are true, false? Okay. But we don't have not given now. So, determine whether the following statements are true or false. Number one, your essay should have a minimum of 4 clearly defined paragraphs, an introduction, 2 supporting paragraphs, and a conclusion. Is this statement true? Is it important to have a minimum of 4 paragraphs, introduction, 2 supporting paragraphs, and a conclusion? Or it's just enough to have just 3 or maybe 2 paragraphs? Then each paragraph, supporting paragraph, should not focus on a single clear argument and be developed with relevant reasons and examples. Is this statement true? Is it important to have one clear argument in every paragraph? In your conclusion, restate the main points. Do we need to restate the main points? The last one is the introduction should serve as the roadmap to your essay, indicating what the reader can expect. So, what do you know about IELTS writing? Are you aware of the requirements? That's my next question. And are these statements true, or maybe some of them are false? If there are false statements, can you tell me what are they? Mm-hmm. Okay, so I see the answers coming, and then I'll start slowly discussing it with you all. So, guys, while you type your answers, let me move on. So, your essay should have a minimum of 4 paragraphs. So, it should have a clear introduction, it should have 2 supporting paragraphs, and it should have a conclusion. So, always remember there should be 1 clear introduction, 2 supporting paragraphs, and it should have a clear conclusion. Each supporting paragraph should not focus on a single clear argument and be developed with relevant reasons and example. That is false. That would be a huge mistake. In your conclusion, restate the main points. Yes, that's what I'm going to show you all today. What does it mean? I'll explain a bit later. So whatever main points you mention in your supporting paragraph should be summarized in your conclusion. Then the introduction should serve as a roadmap to your essay. Yes, it should be. It should serve as a roadmap. So here, guys, I made a small mistake. So it should serve as a roadmap to your essay, indicating what the reader can expect. It's true. It's not false. It's true. So it should reflect, your introduction should reflect the whole essay. Fine. Now, guys, let's start with the essay question and the introduction. Okay. So look at the essay question here. It says, public transport is widely used in many large cities around the world. Discuss the advantages and disadvantages of public transport in big cities. Use specific examples and details to support your argument. So here it says public transport is widely used in many large cities around the world. Discuss the advantages and disadvantages of public transport in big cities. Use specific examples and details to support your argument. So reading and understanding an essay question, it is important to carefully read and identify 3 components of the essay question. So guys, don't start writing the essay without understanding the essay question properly. And one way is to identify 3 components when you read the question. The first one is the topic, and here it's public transport. Then the viewpoint. Now here, as you can see, it says public transport is widely used in many large cities around the world. So that is the viewpoint. Like public transport is a common commuting method in big cities worldwide. Then the question, discuss the advantages and disadvantages of public transport in big cities. So what I'm trying to say here is that understanding the essay question, like the topic, would help you to think about specific vocabulary like public transport. So even simpler words like what is public transport, like buses, commuting, yes, train, tram, and so on. And then when you speak about big cities, megalopolises, metropolitan, right? So get an idea. Once you understand the viewpoint, it would give us an idea how to come up with relevant points. And once we understand the question, we know what kind of an essay we should write. Now, here it's about writing the advantages and the disadvantages. That's the main aim. Now, based on that, guys, when you write an introduction, remember this formula: background sentence, detailed background sentence, thesis statement, and the outline sentence. So your introduction should act as a roadmap for your essay, outlining its structure. We recommend following these components when writing an introduction. So background sentence, guys, something about public transport in big cities. Like public transport is a key commuting method in many major cities worldwide. Now, you see, it's about public transport and public transport in big cities. So we write something about public transport. Detailed background sentence can be about the viewpoint, like it plays a vital role in transporting residents through large urban areas using a wide range of buses, subways, and other forms of transit. Thesis statement is actually reflecting the question. You can say, although public transport is appreciated for its affordability and convenience, it also deals with issues like overcrowding and variable service qualities. Now, we can't just say there are both advantages and disadvantages. You can already mention, because the question was discuss the advantages and disadvantages. So you can mention those points in your thesis statement. Then the outline sentence, the fourth one, is the purpose. Like this essay will examine the advantages and disadvantages of public transport in large cities, providing examples and reasoned arguments to support the discussion. Now, please don't tell me, Nash, is it okay to use advantages and disadvantages because it was there in the question? This is where many students go wrong. They focus on unimportant things and they overlook the important aspects. Once again, remember, when you write the introduction, your background sentence should be about the topic. And here it's about public transport in megalopolises. The detailed background sentence could be the statement. The viewpoint, but rephrase it. Thesis statement is all about your opinion. If it's an opinion question, reason solutions, like, what you're going to say, or maybe here, because advantages and disadvantages, you mention the details. Now, if you look at the thesis statement once again, it says, although public transport is appreciated for its affordability and convenience, now those are the advantages, it also deals with issues like overcrowding and variable service qualities. Now, these advantages will be developed in my first supporting paragraph, and the disadvantages will be developed in my second supporting paragraph. And you write an outline sentence. Guys, I guarantee 100%, if you can structure your introduction like this, you will definitely achieve a very high score. I have seen students who have followed these guidelines. They achieved an 8.5, and I'm not lying. I even had a student from Eastern Europe who achieved a 7.5 in writing. First attempt, by the way. It was his first attempt, and he made sure to follow the structure. Besides, he even made certain grammatical mistakes. So just try to understand what is expected from you and deliver. So this is the whole introduction, guys, you see. So I think we've already discussed it, but I just want to show you the whole introduction. So this way, it will be clearer for you all. So in case you guys have questions, if you have doubts, please, you can ask them at the end of our session. I'll be more than happy to answer them as well. So you can go through the introduction. Now let's move on to the supporting paragraph. So guys, when you write supporting paragraphs, there are 4 components. Now the first supporting paragraph for this essay type would be advantages. So start with a clear topic sentence about the first advantage. Provide reasons and a specific example. Introduce and elaborate on the second disadvantage with reasons and an example, and conclude the paragraph accordingly with a summary. Okay. Then, guys, second supporting paragraph. It should be the disadvantage. Begin with a clear topic sentence about the first disadvantage. Discuss reasons and provide examples. Mention the second disadvantage with reasons and examples, and then conclude the paragraph. Okay. So, to summarize, guys, what I want to say is that you should have a clear topic sentence. Every point should be elaborated with relevant reasons and examples. Mistakes you should avoid while developing a paragraph. Avoid common mistakes like overloading paragraph with reasons without examples, failing to develop your arguments logically, and not using connectors to link ideas. So, guys, you cannot have too many advantages in one paragraph without relevant example. That would be a huge mistake. That would affect our task response. To score really well for task response, you need to develop your points with relevant reasons and with relevant examples. Okay, so keep that in mind. So let me show you the first supporting paragraph. So this is the formula, topic sentence. Among the numerous advantages of public transport, cost effectiveness stands out prominently. I know the font is a bit small, so bear with me. I'll share the paragraph. Then the explanation. It is considerably more affordable than maintaining a private vehicle. For example, a study in Berlin showed that individuals could reduce their commuting costs by up to 10 times by opting for public transport over personal car ownership. Okay, so using public transport can really reduce the cost. Then the second advantage. So then, guys, we kind of come up with the second advantage. And based on these points, we can develop the paragraph the following way. You see, among the numerous advantages of public transport, cost effectiveness stands out prominently. It is considerably more affordable than maintaining a private vehicle. For example, a study in Berlin showed that individuals could reduce their commuting costs by up to 10 times by opting for public transport over personal car ownership. Then furthermore, public transport often proves to be the most practical means of commuting, especially during rush hours. That's convenience. Take the subway, for instance. Frequently emerges as the quickest way to reach one's destination punctually. These factors contribute to the widespread preference for public transport in many large cities. So when it comes to coherence and cohesion, coherence means logical structuring. So that's why you should have a clear topic sentence. Cohesion means using linkers properly. And as you can see, guys, once again, let me read it for you all. We say, among the numerous advantages of public transport, cost effectiveness stands out prominently. Then it is considerably more affordable than maintaining a private vehicle. Reason. Then give an example. For example, a study in Berlin showed that individuals could reduce their commuting costs by up to 10 times by opting for public transport over personal car ownership. Then, guys, furthermore, public transport often proves to be the most practical means of commuting, especially during rush hours. That's the second advantage. Like, furthermore, use a linker. Take the subway, for instance. Frequently emerges as the quickest way to reach one's destination punctually. And these factors contribute to the widespread preference for public transport in many large cities. So the last sentence should be a nice concluding sentence. So if you can structure like this, guys, it would be much better. Then, guys, the second supporting paragraph. Despite its many benefits, public transport in large cities is not without its challenges. So you see, guys, you can't just say more. Meanwhile, X is a disadvantage. But if you can develop your topic sentence in a very comprehensive way, that would make you stand out. Okay, like this. Despite its many benefits, public transport in large cities is not without its challenges, notably overcrowding and dependability issues. Now, when I read the topic sentence, I understand the disadvantages are overcrowding and dependability. Then it says, commuters often face cramped conditions during peak hours, which not only compromises comfort, but also raises health and safety concerns, a scenario evident in metros like Tokyo and New York, where packed vehicles are a common sight. You must have seen some YouTube videos where they try to push everyone in Tokyo. So it's a common sight. Alongside, the reliability of public transport system frequently falls short of expectations. Delays, cancellation, and erratic schedules, worsened by weather and maintenance issues, significantly disrupt passengers, eroding their trust in these services. These combined factors, overcrowding and unpredictability, highlight the pressing need for improvements in public transportation to maintain its appeal as a viable commuting option. So, if you can develop your paragraphs with a clear topic sentence, with relevant reasons, with specific examples, and with a nice conclusion like we have here, like these combined factors, overcrowding and unpredictability, highlight the pressing need for improvements in public transportation to maintain its appeal as a viable commuting option. So if you can develop your paragraphs accordingly, this would definitely make you stand out, guys. So I'm not saying you all should start writing like this immediately, but this gives us an idea that, first of all, before writing essays, maybe you would agree, we need to learn how to use linkers. We need to learn how to structure paragraphs. We need to learn how to expand our vocabulary. Here, if you see the words that we've used, they're rather formal, right? We need to learn how to use complex structures. We need to learn how to brainstorm ideas. So that's why I just want to show you why effective preparation, like organized preparation, is so crucial, because even in our IELTS expert course, we have this stage one. That's what we teach in our stage one. So for writing, the first lesson, how to use linkers, how to make our writing style formal, how to use complex structures, how to structure paragraphs, how to brainstorm ideas. And only then we focus on writing essays, guys, because we can't just write essays. And I see that students, they struggle. It's a disaster, and that's not going to be effective. So once writing these two supporting paragraphs, we need to write a nice, beautiful conclusion. Now, when we write our conclusion, we need to restate the main points, the advantages and the disadvantages. You see, in conclusion, public transport offers significant benefits as an affordable and practical means for navigating cities, especially during busy times. Yet, its full potential is hindered, hindered by concerns related to space constraints and reliability. So, overcrowding, I have rephrased it and have mentioned space constraints. Overcoming these obstacles could elevate its appeal, leading to wider adoption among urban populations in the years ahead. So if you look at this conclusion, now this is a Band 9 conclusion, guys, by the way, because it summarizes those key points. Whatever that you mentioned in your supporting paragraphs are summarized here nicely. So that's why it becomes a very nice conclusion. So I wanted to share this with you all because quite often students ask, what is a Band 9? How should I write a Band 9 essay? These are the key components. The first step is to understand what you should do. The second step is to work towards that. So remember, learn how to write proper introductions, learn how to brainstorm ideas, become familiar with structuring paragraphs, learn how to write a beautiful conclusion. If you do that, it's going to be really easy. So guys, here are the key points. Start with an engaging hook, provide a background context, state your thesis clearly, outline the essay structure. That's how you write an introduction. For effective body paragraphs, begin with a clear topic sentence, use detailed explanation and relevant examples, summarize the key points in the concluding sentence. So every supporting paragraph, by the way, should have a topic sentence that would be the main argument, reason, example. Now, if you're looking at advantages, let there be 2 advantages in one paragraph and 2 disadvantages in another paragraph. So those are the key points that you all should keep in mind. Okay? And when you're writing a conclusion, restate main arguments briefly, discuss implications or offer recommendations, end with a reflective or forward-looking statement. That's it. And if you want to achieve a very high score, maintain clarity and coherence, fully address the task with developed arguments, we mentioned that, and employ a diverse vocabulary appropriately, and use a varied and accurate sentence structure. That means you need to use a variety of sentence structures. So that's the most important part about writing, guys. Yes, quite often students struggle to achieve a band 7, band 8, and that's because they focus on the wrong things. And let me be very honest, guys, you can find hundreds of YouTube videos, only a few they give proper guidelines. I even saw a lady selling videos saying, like, these are like band 9 essays and you can buy them. And each video is about $10. Believe me, they are not band 9. They're just band 7, not a band 9. So, what I'm sharing with y'all today are official guidelines. What I'm sharing with y'all is actually what the examiner would look for. And that's why it would be very useful and crucial for y'all. Now, before we finish, I want to share some important points. So stay till the end. And also, there is a small bonus for y'all. I'll share it with y'all. So, guys, here are some misconceptions that you shouldn't fall for. If someone says IELTS is a very difficult exam, you need to take the exam several times, please don't fall for it. It's not a very difficult exam. If you follow an effective method, you can achieve a high score on your first attempt. So keep that in mind. So if you found my reading task easier today, I see that most of y'all, kind of cope with it. So that means you can achieve a very high score. So don't fall for that. I know how expensive the exam is. So just have one target. Make sure you achieve your score on your first attempt. So please keep that in mind. The second misconception is that you need to be extremely fluent to achieve a band 7 and higher. It's not. Fluency is important, but if you learn the essential skills properly, you can achieve a very good score. So it's not about fluency, it's about learning the essential skills. The third one is you need to prepare for more than a year. That's the biggest joke. We have students who have achieved their required score after 5 weeks. So we have an express course as well. So if you have a good level, if you have already taken the exam, you don't have to prepare like for a year. It's all about, once again, learning the essential skills. So guys, let me quickly summarize these points. So take down these notes. So to achieve a very good score for listening and reading, once again, master the 4 essential skills. Learn the approach to every question type and only then focus on practice tests. Okay, so that's the path. So if you're aiming for that band 9, you need to master the essential skills. You need to learn the approach to each and every question type, and then you need to focus on practice tests. For writing, guys, you need to improve your grammar skills. You need to become familiar with different types of sentences. Learn how to make your writing style formal. Learn to use linkers effectively. Learn how to structure paragraphs. Become familiar with different types of essays and expand your vocabulary. Okay, so keep that in mind. So that's an important aspect as well. And then, guys, for academic writing, you need to learn how to describe comparative graphs, how to describe graphs with trends, maps, and processes. And if we have students who are planning to take general IELTS, and I see that somebody wanted to immigrate to Canada, so definitely it's going to be general IELTS, you need to know how to write formal letters, semi-formal letters, and informal letters. And when it comes to speaking, guys, remember, you need to learn how to paraphrase. You need to learn how to use complex structures, such as conditionals, expand your vocabulary with common words and idiomatic expressions, learn how to answer different types of questions, and become familiar with the exam format. By learning all these things, you can definitely achieve a very good score. But the question is, how? Either you can prepare by yourself, covering these points, watching YouTube videos. You can think about that, but there is a risk. I'm being very honest. I have seen students, guys, where I know a lady who had taken the exam 17 times, not twice, not thrice, but 17 times. And she could not pass the exam even after her 17th attempt. So after that, she came to us, she joined us, and she achieved a very good score. So the thing is, guys, effective preparation requires proper structure. So that's something that you all should keep in mind. So I want to share the expert course. There are 2 stages. Stage 1, we teach you foundation and essential skills. And stage 2, practice and flexibility. So that's why for listening and reading, for stage 1, guys, during the first 5 weeks, each lesson is dedicated to a question type. Okay, so we will teach you how to answer true, false, not given, how to answer matching headings, how to answer multiple choice questions. Listening, guys, each lesson is dedicated to different types of questions like completing summary, completing sentences, matching questions, multiple choice questions, how to label maps. So that's why the course program is very effective. As for writing, guys, you understood the requirements. We will teach you how to structure paragraphs, how to make your writing style formal, how to use complex structures, how to use linkers effectively, how to paraphrase skillfully, and become familiar with different types of essays. And for speaking, you will learn how to paraphrase, then how to use idioms, because you need to know how to use idiomatic expressions, then how to answer WH questions. That's an important part. They become familiar with tenses and learn how to use conditionals. So we cover these points, and these things are really important if you're aiming for a very high score. Then we move on to stage 2, where we focus on exam practice questions. So in stage 2, listening and reading, remember, each lesson is dedicated to exam practice questions, and we revise the approach. So like how to answer a matching, how to answer a true, false, not given question, or matching headings, and then you revise, and this way you will remember it better. Writing, guys, each lesson is dedicated to an essay type like opinion, reason, solution, discussion, 2-question essays. And for task 1 writing, each lesson is dedicated to a line graph, bar chart, pie chart, maps, diagrams. But if you're taking general IELTS, we will separate you and we will teach you separately how to write letters. So speaking, guys, during stage 2, each lesson is dedicated to a topic, and we will see how to implement those essential skills you learned, like when to use conditionals, when to use complex structures, when to use linkers appropriately. So it's a comprehensive preparation that would help you to achieve a very high score. So that's the point that I would like to share with you all. Now, apart from lessons, remember you'll have lessons 3 times a week. You will also have access to our platform for 6 months. And on our platform, you will have video lessons, interactive tasks, and here is the best thing, guys. You're going to have an individual tutor. So one personal one personal teacher for every student, and that teacher would be answering your questions, checking your essays, and would be providing feedback based on the marking criteria. So that's a very unique approach, and this access is going to be for 6 months. Now, this is a very unique feature you will not find anywhere in Sri Lanka. So it's not just a portal. Forget about the word portal. It's a platform where you prepare, and it's like additional preparation. And it's not like, DP education, by the way. It's totally different, guys. It's very interactive. We have AI integrated as well. So I'm pretty sure you'll find it useful. So the expert course is really effective. It's comprehensive coverage of essential skills, structured, and has a progressive approach, emphasis on both foundational knowledge and practical application, cultivates flexibility in tackling varied IELTS questions. So guys, it's with a special discount. So it's end of the month, So this offer is valid only for 2 to 3 days, and we will be increasing the price. So the actual price is actually $100. So we're going to increase the price to $120, guys. So anyway, even it is less than $100 now. So grab this chance. You're getting a lot of things, and I'll share the reviews. Students are really happy with the expert course. So the thing is, guys, you see, quite often in Sri Lanka, students, they end up taking the IELTS exam more than twice, not once. And, they spend so much money on the exam, but why don't you prepare effectively and achieve your required score on your first attempt, right? So another key point is that, you can pay in installments. So guys, please sign up for a free consultation, and I'm looking forward to teaching you guys next week. We are starting 2 groups for the expert course. The first group, Group A, we will start next Wednesday, and Group B, we will start next Thursday. Okay, so we are starting 2 groups. We also have the IELTS Express course. Now, if you have a very good level, let's say you're quite fluent, you use English on a daily basis, that's why you need to sign up for a free consultation with one of our consultants, and they will assess your level and see whether you're suitable for the Express program. So you should have like a B2 upper intermediate level, upper intermediate advanced, And it's also useful for retakers. Let's say you have taken the IELTS exam, you have a 5.5 or a 6, then believe me, the Express course would be suitable as well. Now, the difference between the Expert and Express for listening and reading, Expert course, each lesson is dedicated to a question type for reading, and for listening the same. But in the Express course, it's not like that. So for example, listening, we focus on section 1. Reading, we would focus on the first passage. So you should have a good level to cope with it. So that will be important. And for speaking, guys, you know, the Expert course, we focus on essential skills. We will teach you how to use tenses, conditionals, how to use linkers, how to be well organized. But with the Express course, we don't do that. So we focus on part 1 speaking, how we should answer, part 2 speaking, how we should answer, and part 3 speaking, how we should develop our answers. So Expert, guys, it's really ideal for those who are aiming for a very high score. And if you really have time, I think it's a great investment because you will achieve a very good score. Express is actually those who are in a very, maybe you're in a rush, you have a very strict deadline, and I would say the Express program would be ideal for you. And also you have to have a very good level. So the pricing, guys, for the Express course is going to be 18,000 rupees, and the Expert course is 28,000 rupees. So it's a very good deal. It is affordable. And remember, it's not just the weekly lessons. Lessons are 3 times a week, but also you're going to have access to our platform. So this is the schedule. Once again, next week, we are starting 2 groups. So Group A, Expert course, Monday, Wednesday, Saturday. Lessons are from 8:30 to 10 p.m. Then Group B, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. Lessons are going to be from 8:30 to 10 p.m. So the Group A, it starts next Wednesday. Group B starts next Thursday. So that's the Expert course. Express course, it's going to be Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So if you have a very good level, it would be ideal. Lessons are going to be from 8:30 p.m. to 10 p.m. And we are starting the first lesson next Wednesday. So guys, if you want to know who are our teachers, I'll share. So listening and reading are usually taught by me, and speaking is also usually taught by me, and writing is taught by one of our foreign experts, Tahmuras. I'll share it with you all. So guys, once again, a summary. Expert, 12 weeks. Express, 5 weeks. So you will have 10 listening and reading lessons, 11 writing lessons, 12 speaking lessons. And for Express, guys, we have 4 listening and reading lessons, 6 writing lessons, and 5 speaking lessons. And you know, in both the courses, for Expert, you will have 12 to 16 essays checked. So with the mock exam. And for the Express course, guys, we will check up to 12 essays. And these essays are checked by our ex-examiners, and also we have foreign experts. So they will check and they will provide feedback based on the marking criteria. So guys, if you're interested, please register now for a free consultation. And those who register, and after receiving the consultation, when you enroll, you will have a special bonus from me. You will have a free video lesson with me where I will teach you 5 ways to answer WH questions. So make sure to register, guys. Believe me, we will close. And also, yeah, it's an important point. If you don't register now, we will close the registration within 1 hour, because that's how the system works. So don't hesitate. Register now. Get the deal. I'm pretty sure you will find it useful. And by the way, guys, this is the end of the month. So the prices will go up by next month, because, you know, we have a collaboration with Leap Academy. And, you know, for these, I mean, the same course, the Expert course, goes at $189. You can check on our website. That's the course price we offer for students from Dubai, Indonesia, and Vietnam. But only for Sri Lanka, we have this special offer because of the agreement we have with Leap Academy. So guys, grab the opportunity. I'm pretty sure it will be useful. So our team, I would like to share our team. So we have Tahmuraz, who is a TEFL certified. He's specialized in speaking. Diana, who is CERTA certified. We have Olga. Then we have Alexander, Alex, and Yana. So these are our experts. So we have foreign experts. So you don't get any local teachers. So it's a great opportunity for you all to practice with these people because they are highly qualified. Some of them are like Alexander. He's an examiner who will be checking your essays. So it's a great privilege to kind of, you know, even study with these teachers. So guys, for the past 1 year, we have phenomenal results. Hansika, you can also check one of our YouTube videos. Maybe we'll share it with you all. So she studied in our IELTS expert course. And as you can see, Hansika achieved an overall 8 after preparing with us on her first attempt. Dr. Abdul Ozal is a doctor from Colombo. And actually, he achieved an overall 8 after our IELTS Express course on his first attempt. Gayatri achieved an overall 8 from Sri Lanka, and she achieved this result after our Express course. So this is actually Gayatri's review. So how she felt about our IELTS Express course program. So I think you can read a bit what she has to say, but I'll not take much time. So she achieved 8.5 for speaking. Sorry, guys, 8.5 for listening, 8.5 for reading, 7 for writing, and 7.5 for speaking. You can find reviews if you're like, wondering. And this is actually from Sharvanta. Sharvanta moved to Canada, if I'm not mistaken. He prepared with us last year. And I think he took the exam. And by the way, I visited Sri Lanka in February. We had a grand IELTS seminar, and I think he was there. So I don't have the pictures now. So these are like reviews from Hansika, Viraj Bhatia from Facebook. So you can actually visit our Facebook page. As you can see, it's IELTS 7 Plus Sri Lanka, and you can see their genuine reviews, guys. Then Chamali, who prepared with us. So yeah, so guys, we're starting 2 groups. Do you have questions? If you have questions, I'll be more than happy to answer your questions before we wind up. Okay, so I see that everyone got involved. Now, remember, guys, nowadays the computer-based format or the computer-delivered test is becoming extremely popular. I would highly recommend the computer-delivered test. There are many advantages with the computer-delivered test because, you don't have to kind of repeat the whole exam in case you fail to achieve your required score for a particular section. So you can visit the official IELTS website, ielts.org, and also try. There is a small demo version. So I would highly recommend the computer delivered test because quite often students ask such questions. Yes, there's a question whether you can pay in installments. Yes, you can. So that's why please sign up for a free consultation. I'm pretty sure that, our consultant would guide you through that. So you can pay the first installment, which is going to be half of the course price, and then the second installment within a month. Yes, if your B1 expert would be ideal for you, but I would highly recommend you to kind of, take the grammar test if you haven't done it. So our expert would guide you. So it's done for free, and they will assess your level. Of course, you will have speaking practice. So that's why we have speaking lessons once a week. In our expert course, you will have 10 speaking lessons. And, each lesson would be for 90 minutes conducted through Zoom. So we will listen to your speaking answers. The teachers would provide detailed feedback. You'll also have interaction with other students. So we will have speaking practice 100%. Any more questions, guys? Okay, fine. So guys, you will also have specific requirements, right? Maybe, you might not feel very confident with speaking. You want more speaking practice. Maybe you're more concerned about writing. Now, that's why we have a consultant who is highly qualified and who would be able to guide you through. So we always have like a customized program, and that's something that, you should discuss with our consultant, and they would guide you right throughout. So guys, that's it for today. So make sure to register. Remember that the registration closes in 1 hour. The link is shared with you all. So just leave your details, and I'm pretty sure our consultant tomorrow would guide you through. And also, guys, have clear goals. So even with IELTS, write it down. Like you have, as if you have already achieved it. Like I have achieved a 7.5, and visualize how it would change your life, how it would be beneficial. Maybe it would be beneficial for your career. Maybe it would be beneficial for you to change your location. Maybe it would be beneficial for your family. Visualize. Anything that we do in life, we should understand the true purpose, how it would be meaningful for you and for your family. So guys, I wish you guys all the very best. I wish you guys the highest score in IELTS. I hope you found this session useful. I'm really looking forward to teaching you all. The best thing about being an IELTS trainer is that we get to be a part of every student's successful journey. So that's been a great pleasure. And, for me, I get to work with doctors, engineers, students with great ambition. And, it's always a pleasure to see that they move on in their lives and achieve great heights. And I was very happy to know, for example, Dr. Azal is moving to Australia. Hansika, for example, planning to enter a university in the UK. Gayatri is planning to move on. Sharvanta is actually already, I think, if I'm not mistaken, he's in Canada. So when you see this, it gives us a lot of happiness that, we were able to contribute some way to their success. So guys, thank you very much. I hope you found it useful. We'll be in touch. Have a great evening. Goodbye. See you.